Hello everyone and welcome back to another video and lecture. In this video we'll be studying about the effects of World War II and the division of Europe, the remaking of Europe by the big powers who were basically the victorious nations after the end of World War II when Germany had surrendered unconditionally. So let's begin. After the end of World War II, a conference was held in Potsdam, Germany, to set up peace treaties, and the countries that had fought with Hitler had to lose territories and had to pay war reparations to the Allies. Allies were the victorious nations. उसमें फ्रांस था, USA था, USSR था, so Germany and its capital Berlin was divided into four parts, and the zones were to be controlled by Great Britain and US and France and Soviet Union. So this Potsdam conference was the Allied conference of the World War II, which was held at Potsdam, and the chief participants of were the U.S. President Sir Harry Truman, British Prime Minister who was Winston Churchill, and the Soviet Premier who was Joseph Stalin. So these were the chief participants of the Potsdam conference, and this declaration was signed among them to discuss the goals of the conference, which were like how to govern Germany and what would be the post-war order, and to discuss and address the peace treaty issues and countering the effects and repercussions and consequences of the war. So they agreed on the division of Germany, and that was basically the restructuring and remaking of the Europe. So this an allied control council was made up of the representatives of the four allies, and they had to deal with the matters which were affecting Germany and Austria as whole. So their policies were dictated by the 5Ds. I don't know if you have heard about 5Ds during the Potsdam and Yalta conference, but just let me tell you a brief overview that what were the 5Ds composed of. So this 5Ds were decided upon the Yalta conference, and there was the first D was comprised of, and it was consisted of demilitarization. So ये जो demilitarize है ना, तो this is basically an इसे क्या कहते हैं, द रिडक्शन ऑफ स्टेट आर्म्ड फोर्सेस. सो दिस इज़ दी बेसिकली द ऑपोजिट ऑफ मिलिटराइजेशन इन मैनी रिस्पेक्ट्स. लाइक जैसे जर्मनी को डीमिलिटराइज करना था इन्होंने, दैट जर्मनी वुड बी कंसिस्टिंग ऑफ नो आर्मी, वन मैन आर्मी भी नहीं होगी जर्मनी की. सो दैट comprised of demilitarization of Germany. The second D was Denazification, and Denazification was this an allied initiative to get rid of this German politics and the Nazi ideology which had initiated World War II. So they had agreed that there would be denazification and demilitarization of Germany. And then there was also the third D, which was democratization. So democratization is basically the वो इसे क्या कहते हैं, थ्रू विच अ पोलिटिकल पार्टी द पोलिटिकल रिजीम्स बिकम्स डेमोक्रेटिक. तो उधर मतलब डेमोक्रेसी को सेटअप किया जाएगा, देयर वुड बी अ डेमोक्रेटिक गवर्नमेंट. तो डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन, द फोर्थ डी वाज द डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन, एंड डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन is basically the process of devolving and distributing the authorities and activities. This is the opposite of centralization. तो इसको मतलब जर्मनी के बारे में कहा था कि वी वुड डिसेंट्रलाइज इट बिटवीन सोवियत, फ्रांस, ब्रिटेन एंड US. So the fifth D was deindustrialization, and this is a process of social and economic change which causes the removal and reduction of industrial capacity. तो जर्मनी को डी-इंडस्ट्रियलाइज किया जाएगा, ठीक है, क्योंकि उसकी जो इकोनॉमी है ना उसको डिस्ट्रीब्यूट भी किया जाएगा among the four big nations, the victorious nations. A divided Germany. So after a Potsdam conference, Germany को कुछ इस तरह डिवाइड किया था into four occupied zones. Great Britain occupied the zone which was in the northwest, France in the southwest, and US took the part which was in the southern part of Germany. Soviet Union occupied the zone which was in the east, and Berlin, the capital city, was also situated in Soviet territory. So further, this Berlin was also divided into four occupied zones, and इसका जो capital Berlin को भी divide किया था into France. मतलब इसको डिवाइड करके फ्रांस को दिया था, यूएस को दिया था, ब्रिटेन को दिया था, एंड सोवियत ने। तो फोर ऑक्यूपाइड जोन्स में कैपिटल भी डिवाइड हुआ था। So after the division of Germany, under these occupying governments, the two Germans followed different paths. ठीक है, एक तरफ था वेस्ट जर्मनी, एक तरफ था ईस्ट जर्मनी. वेस्ट जर्मनी इट अलाइड विद यूएस, यूके एंड फ्रांस बिकॉज दैट वाज द वेस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ जर्मनी, एंड इट बिकेम अ वेस्टर्न कैपिटलिस्ट कंट्री विद अ मार्केट इकोनॉमी. ठीक है, अब क्योंकि ये कैपिटलिस्ट स्टेट थे यूएस, यूके एंड फ्रांस, बट इन कंट्रास्ट इफ़ यू लुक इनटू द ईस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ जर्मनी, ईस्ट Germany was allied by the Soviet Union and it fell under the highly centralized communist regime. ठीक है, तो दिस बाद में फिर बर्लिन वॉल भी थी, एक आयरन कर्टन था. So one by one the Russians started to take over the countries in the Eastern Europe and they tried to install a communist government there. So this division of Europe was basically beginning of the Cold War between the democratic nations of the West and the communist countries of the Eastern Europe. And the Iron Curtain it marked the border between these two regions. So the political four zones of occupation in Germany that led to this decision basically led to the communist and democratic tensions in Germany and Berlin throughout the Cold War. क्योंकि यूएस जो था दैट वाज विद अ कैपिटलिस्ट आइडियोलॉजी, और जो सोवियत यूनियन था दैट वाज अ कम्युनिस्ट रिजीम, कम्युनिस्ट आइडियोलॉजी को एक्सपैंड करना चाहता था. तो दिस वाज बेसिकली अ कोल्ड वॉर एंड ये प्रॉक्सी वॉर थी. सो अ डिटेल्ड वीडियो एंड लेक्चर वुड बी मेड ऑन कोल्ड वॉर. सो दिस मार्क्स द एंड. आई होप यू लाइक द वीडियो. इफ़ यू डिड, प्लीज़ गिव इट अ thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So stay connected until I upload the next lecture. So Allah Hafiz, bye.